Accountability is the kryptonite for someone like Megan Hall. You may remember her as the 24-year-old police officer that was caught doing the nasty with her 5 co-worker police officers. Now, the entire internet completely memed on her, and this image became her nightmare. Now, despite completely violating the trust of the public and using their taxpayer dollars to sleep with people on duty, and despite cheating on her husband, she has taken zero accountability.
5 officers and the police chief all fired.
One of those officers, Megan Hall, became the face of the scandal and the target of nationwide ridicule, and she's now filed a federal lawsuit.
Tonight, in an exclusive interview with our Nick Barris, Hall describes a toxic workplace behind closed doors and how sexual misconduct spiraled out of control.
Amazing. So she did something incredibly irresponsible. So what is her punishment? Okay, 1, her husband decides to keep staying with her. God rest his soul, you goddamn simp. Number 2, now she's claiming that she didn't actually want to sleep with the 5 police officers. She was coerced into it. Wow. In fact, guys, I actually have exclusive information about this situation. This is behind the scenes. She actually slipped and fell into the 5 police officers. I was there. I was actually a witness. Guys, you don't understand. She just didn't see the caution wet floor sign, and that's why she's now suing the police department.
Megan Hall was 24 years old when she was hired as an officer here at the Laverne Police Department 2 years ago. Her plan was to have a career in law enforcement. She now knows that dream is likely over.
I remember while interviewing for the position at Laverne Police Department, they described the environment as a family.
Family! Ay, we have a very family environment, actually. Did I mention we're all from Alabama? You know, you're like a sister to us. We actually just want to form a deeper connection with you. I felt like I'd been terrorized. Sister, you are a 24-year-old grown adult woman completely taking part in consensual activities. I don't understand how we as a society just give a pass to any person who just starts crying and screaming like a victim, even though they were completely in the wrong. She even admits later in the interview that it wasn't unconsensual.
However, while I was aspiring to protect my community, the Laverne Police Department was not protecting me.
Oh yeah, you were definitely protecting your community, you absolute clown. I don't think you realize people are paying you money, they're paying you their taxpayer dollars so they can feel safe in their area by their police department, right? And you are making an entire mockery of the entire system. Protecting your community? Shut the hell up, what?
Now Hall and her attorney, Wesley Clark, are suing those 3 supervisors and the city in federal court for civil rights violations.
Megan wasn't looked at like a rookie cop to be trained and promoted. She was looked at as a piece of meat to be and exploited.
Since the story broke, Hall, the lone female officer fired and only woman on the second shift, became a target nationwide for jokes and taunting.
I received harassing and threatening messages.
Wow, shocking! You were bad on the internet, you did something irresponsible, and it was publicized on the internet, and you got backlash for it, you got messages for it. Wow, this is such shocking information, guys! It's called karma! It's called having consequences for your actions! I know this is a foreign concept to you, considering you have absolutely zero idea how to take any accountability at all, but this is how the real world works. I don't understand, how do you even have the audacity to play victim? You do realize that you're impacting actual future victims when you're making up these BS accusations and getting your slimy ass lawyer to make up these random claims that never actually happened?
On my phone daily, I felt like I'd been terrorized.
And yes, now she is suing. No criminal charges have been filed in the case. Hall knows there are those who will say she was a consenting adult who willingly participated in antics in violation of police department policy, and that now she wants to blame others, including one sergeant who targeted her early on.
I know what most people are saying. You know, you could have said no. I get it. But my response to them is that I did say no, and he wouldn't take it for an answer. Eventually, I gave in from pressure.
So it's not as easy to say she could have just said no.
She did say no on several occasions. Ms. Hall tried to get out of this relationship, and She was not allowed to.
What do you mean coerced? You were a goddamn police officer with complete free autonomy as a 24-year-old woman. You could have completely left at any time. Nobody would have stopped you. You willingly took part in all of this, and now you're playing victim.
Hall concedes she participated under duress. She's not saying she was, but adds that the salacious details made public of sex on the job put her alone center stage and do not tell the whole story.
They isolated me, they shunned me, they accused me, and they blamed me for becoming a victim.
Okay, I'm starting to see what's actually happening here. So obviously, she wouldn't include the R word in the case because that would make her lose the case almost immediately. But this is basically a sort of lawsuit to build like negative press around that police station. So basically, the city will just be forced to pay her the money, and she'll get away with this scot-free. And I'm telling you, that is exactly what is going to happen here. I don't know why I have to say this, but you are not the victim here. Like, somebody put out the goddamn accountability meme, bro. It fits so perfectly. So let me get this straight. You willingly partake in this degen behavior while on duty as a police officer, and then you cry and play victim. And now, as a consequence of this, you're going to win money from this? Is this the justice system? You are and forever will be a disgrace to actual victims.
My supervisors worked together to take advantage of my vulnerabilities and my mental health. How could I get justice when the entire system, including the chief, not only condoned such behavior, but participated in it?
You're reading off the lawyer's script. You don't believe a word you say. He's written out everything for you. You don't even have a single shred of emotion in your expressions or your voice or anything like that. You're like a robot, AI generated person reading what the lawyer wrote for you.
I was lost and I felt alone. I had no one to turn to, and I had nowhere to go.
Except the 5 police officers, bruh.
Hall now realizes her career in law enforcement is likely over, and she knows those ugly memes on social media will remain forever, her reputation sullied.
No woman should ever have to endure this type of abuse.
Guys, I'm just reminding you, I'm a woman. Guys, I'm a woman. Did you know that I'm a woman? Shut the f. You're a human being like the rest of us. You made a mistake. You have to take accountability for that mistake. Why do you get a pass just because you're a woman? Man up, for God's sake. Terrorized.
What happened to me during my employment at Laverne's police department, it should never happen to anyone.
Hall now hopes to put what happened to her here at the Laverne PD behind her. She is married and says she has a strong family support system and says that it was her faith that helped carry her through the turmoil.
Was it Jesus that told you to rail the 5 police officers? What is going on? She brought God into this. I'm a woman. She brought a lawyer into this. Just anything to avoid accountability. It is shocking, bro. I don't know, guys. God has been giving some mixed signals recently. I don't know. Sometimes he just tells you to bang the entire police force. Is what it is. For the love of God, can I get some justice? Click this video. I'll see you guys. Bye-bye.